whether the COVID-19 patient who has recovered, is that person immune from the disease?
See, we were hoping for that actually. When COVID-19 first came out, all of us, since it was a viral disease or respiratory disease, we have seen some respiratory viral disease. What happens is if they get infected and then they get some amount of immunity, so they don't get infection right away. For at least say like a SARS, they are immune for at least 2 to 3 years. So we were expecting something like that, but unfortunately that is not the case. Of all the studies that have been done all over the world, what common thing that they have come up with is up to 90 days a person is relatively safe. Not completely safe, relatively safe. It doesn't mean that he won't get reinfected, but the chances are very, very less, very, very less. Up to 90 days. Beyond 90 days, the person has the same chances of being infected like anyone else. Okay. To say that a person who has recovered is immune to the disease, and no. For some amount of time, yes, he may be protected, but then again after some time he might have a chance of reinfection.
So just to add to that, there is a lot of we see a lot of in the real world scenario where we've seen a lot of patients who have come, tested positive, completely asymptomatic, did well, were declared recovered, and for some reason or the other, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks down the line, they do a retest and comes positive again. So that is a question that has been lingering: is that a reinfection? This is a very it's a very fuzzy area, whether that is an actual reinfection or an entity what we call as prolonged viral shedding. So prolonged viral shedding is basically when a person has become has recovered, or somebody who's in asymptomatic has completed this thing, but his period of isolation and is no longer deemed infectious. Now, with regards to infectivity of the virus, also we've seen there's been multiple studies from the United States, from Korea also, where they've seen that a number of these patients who have actually been tested positive after recovering, because when you look at all these tests which we are doing, whether you talk of your PCR, whether you talk of your CBNAT, your TrueNAT, you talk of your rapid antigen tests, all these tests basically what they do is just detect a part of the viral RNA. Now the viral RNA may be present even in a dead virus. Even a dead virus has the viral RNA. So to actually prove that a person who has tested positive again has been reinfected, you need A, the genome of the first virus, and B, the genome of the second virus, compare it. That will tell you whether there has been a reinfection. And secondly, the second test you need what we call as a culture to actually determine whether these viruses which were tested by the molecular tests are actually viable or alive. Now if the culture grows, it means that virus is alive. There is a high possibility that yes, that indeed was a reinfection, but the tests which we are doing that is not so. They will only tell us whether viral RNA was detected or not. Whether these viruses are alive or dead, nobody knows. So we've seen a lot of circumstances. There's been a study from Korea where almost 250 supposed reinfections, none of their cultures grew positive. So even those scientists there have assumed that this is probably just a prolonged viral shedding, where a person has recovered clinically, no more symptoms, but for some reason or the other, the viruses in the nasopharynx have not cleared. So that's why when you repeat a molecular test from that area, you're still getting the same RNA, and that has come out as positive. So that is why this question of becoming re-positive after recovering, it's still a very gray zone, and viral culture is not an easy task. You need a BSL 3-4 level, biosafety level 3 or 4 to have to establish a viral culture lab, and also, and it's very exhaustive, very labor intensive. It's not being done. Plus, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We can't culture millions of samples, so that's a very difficult thing to actually conclusively diagnose whether this has been an actual reinfection or just a prolonged viral shedding, especially since the person at the onset of the his initial disease was completely asymptomatic. So it's a very gray area.
Together we shall overcome. Let's be responsible citizens.